Hello, we all know what is fermentation. So we do a experiment with related to the fermentation. So we do this experiment with the help of a sugar water, a test tube, a yeast powder, a spoon, and a cotton. So firstly we take a sugar water and fill the test tube with a sugar water. After this, we take a spoon and some yeast powder to mix to the sugar water. And after this, we smell it. It has no smell. After 3 to 4 hours, it smells like alcohol. And now we cover it with a cotton. We wait for 3 to 4 hours. The 3 to 4 hours are over and it's time to smell it. It smells like alcohol with the process of fermentation and the presence of sugar water and yeast. This yeast ferments unproduced alcohol-like substance which gives the smell of alcohol. This proves that microorganisms are role in a fermentation.
Good morning everyone. My name is Shruti Sharma from class 8th of school Birla Shiksha Kendra. Today I am going to represent an interesting activity. The topic of the activity is what is the role of microorganisms in the fermentation. So let's start the activity. For this activity, we need a tube, sugar solution, yeast powder, dropper, spatula and cotton. First we take the tube and fill it with sugar solution with the help of dropper up to 2/3 of the level of this tube. Now we have to add yeast powder with the spatula in it. After that, when we smell it, it doesn't smell at all. Now, we have to bung the solution with the help of cotton like this and leave it for 3 to 4 hours. After 4 hours, we observe it again. Remove the cotton bung and when we smell it again, it smells like alcohol. Why? Because it happens due to fermentation by yeast in the presence of sugar solution. The yeast ferments and produces alcohol-like substances which gives alcohol-like smells. Now it shows that microorganisms have a role in fermentation. Thank you.
हमारे पास शुगर सॉल्यूशन है और ये yeast पाउडर और ये कॉटन, ठीक है। तो हम पहले शुगर सॉल्यूशन को हम कंटेनर में डालेंगे। फिर हम yeast पाउडर को डालेंगे। रिच पाउडर को डालने के बाद हम इसको स्मेल करके देखेंगे। इसकी कोई स्मेल नहीं है। अब हम इसको प्लग करते हैं कॉटन से। अब हम इसको 1 and 2 आवर्स के बाद इसको स्मेल करके देखेंगे। अब हम इसको खोल के देखेंगे। 1 and 2 आवर्स हो चुके हैं। इट स्मेल लाइक अल्कोहल। तो इस प्रोसेस को हम फर्मेंटेशन कहते हैं।
I am Saksham and today I am going to tell you about an activity which is based on fermentation. So let's start our activity. So firstly we have water and sugar solution, an empty bottle with a narrow opening, some cotton and some yeast powder. So let's start. So I am taking a funnel and I am going to pour this sugar solution into it and fill 2/3 of it. So it's done. So let's take some yeast powder. So I am taking half teaspoon of it. So I can also transfer it by this. And we will shake it a little bit. So when you will now smell it, it will not have any change. Then you have to take this cotton and you have to shut its mouth and let it be for 4 to 5 hours. So now 5 hours are completed, and when you will take out this cotton and smell it again, you will smell like alcohol, and this is due to fermentation. So this was our activity on fermentation. Thank you.
In lower organisms like yeast, glucose in the absence of oxygen breaks down into carbon dioxide, ethyl alcohol and produces a very little amount of energy. This process is known as fermentation. Hello everyone. I am Isha Benanandi of class 8, a student of Birla Shiksha Kendra, Chittorgarh, Rajasthan. Today I will be showing the process of fermentation in yeast. So let's get going. Now for the process of fermentation, we will need yeast powder, sugar solution, cotton, a glass tube and a small spoon. We will fill 2/3 of the glass tube with sugar solution. Now we will add yeast powder in it. After mixing it, we will smell it, but it doesn't smell at all. Now we will plug it with cotton. This will prevent oxygen from mixing with the solution, and we will leave it for 3 to 4 hours. Now after 3 to 4 hours, I am removing the cotton plug and I will smell it again. Now it smells like alcohol. The reason behind it smells like alcohol because the solution was kept for 3 to 4 hours in the absence of oxygen. Now yeast grew itself in the sugar solution and produced alcohol-like substance that time. So now it smells like alcohol. So this was the process of fermentation.